When I first started fighting, it was all about violence, trying to hurt people, knock people out in the first round. So in the beginning, I would go in the ring and I would stare my opponent down, you know, like try to make him feel intimidated before we even start. As it went on, I actually stopped looking at the eye and I just looked down at the ground. I always smile and like wish the fighter good luck. Let's have fun. And it evolved to, you know, like a chess match, you know, let's see who's the better fighter. You kind of knew who did martial arts, you know, and it goes back to like, oh, no, my style is better than your style. But, you know, we didn't all have gyms like we do now, you know, like where places are set for matches. So, you know, when you're talking of crap to each other, you kind of want to, you know, see for yourself. So that's when we'd be like, all right, there's a rooftop I know. We could go up there and we won't be disturbed. But, you know, every once in a while, someone's downstairs, they'll call the cops on us. So we've had to run from cops a few times. I started off at the YMCA taking Taekwondo because that was the only thing available to me without my parents saying no to it. From there, I went into doing line dancing with Southern Praying Mantis, and then I started doing their Kung Fu with them. And then from there, I kind of just jumped around with other friends who did martial arts. We would train whatever they did. We watch all the, you know, the Shaolin movies, and they're always like beating on stuff. So we used to do that too when we used to do Kung Fu. We used to punch bricks and stuff, and you know, I'm probably gonna have arthritis in my right hand later on. As I went on train, we just keep punching the columns. You know, we just keep pounding the columns, and you know, so I didn't care what people thought. You know, I was like 16, 17. If someone look at me weird, I'm gonna knock you out. Again, it goes back to like all these Kung Fu movies that we see. We used to be on East Broadway. We had this big carpet and we used to roll it up. And our goal was to carry this carpet and jog around the whole block and come back and, you know, not have it unraveled. So that was like the wrestling part. You know, we had to keep switching shoulders. That thing was at least 50, 60 pounds. So when I started Muay Thai, I was like, oh, we used to condition our shins all the time. So we used to have we have a bamboo stick and we used to whack our shins. You know, we'll take glass bottles and we'll start hitting our shins. And then when I started doing Muay Thai for real, they said, we don't do any of that, you know. All you have to do is hit the pads, you know, and your shin will slowly condition itself. You know, you keep banging yourself with hard, you know, objects like that, you're gonna have arthritis. You know, so right after that, you know, cut that out real quick. Getting into it, in the beginning I didn't really have a mental preparation because, you know, I was young. It was just like, I just want to get in there and fight. But as I got older and I realized I hate losing, it was a switch. It was like, okay, it's time to, you know, start training. That's it. All the bullshit goes out the window. It was just a switch. All Asian parents don't want you to go into martial arts as a career or profession. So as long as we finished school, she was like, after I graduated, she said, you could do whatever you want. I started personal training and then I went into teaching. It gave me the time to train. So I would do my 2 hours in the morning, train 3-4 hours, train 2 people again, then I'll get to train 3-4 hours again. You know, so being a personal trainer helped me become a fighter and then become a coach. Before I went to Thailand, I didn't have any expectations. You know, I knew it was going to be different. I knew they trained 6 hours a day. When I'm in the US, the training was always about 1 to 2 hours a day. The places I trained in was more like you trained as, you know, as a hobby. You know, it wasn't a profession. You know, so I went to Thailand and it was very hard to get used to. It made me become more patient. You know, instead of like going in there and I'm trying to get all my strikes in 1 round, I would pace myself. You know, I'm trying to look for the cleaner shot instead of landing 10 useless shots. Because I saw everything backwards, you know, I saw where Muay Thai ended up and how it evolved. Everything changed and became Muay Thai in the US from Thailand. In Thailand, they kick a lot, but in the US, we learned kicks as like a filler. You know, you go to most gyms and in the US and they teach you punches and then they teach you kicks after you punch. It was the complete opposite in Thailand. I could land 10 punches to your face and you kick me 1 clean shot in the ribs, we're even. You know, so the scoring system is very different from country to country. I mean, I've been coaching for a long time, but I didn't really consider coaching until I started teaching at a gym. In the last 4 years, I've created 4 world champions already. So I'm kind of like happy where I am coaching-wise. So I'm kind of I want to get away from the coaching part as where I'm producing fighters, and we're actually in the process of opening my second gym, you know, so I'm trying to focus a little bit on that. And of course, I'm still focusing on fighters at the same time. I have students who've been with me for a long time. They kind of take my slack a little bit with the training. So it makes it a little easy for me to do the money part, you know. I'm Dave Moy, 2007 Pan American Sanshao champion, 2010 New York State Muay Thai champion, 2011 National Muay Thai champion. I'm also the co-owner and head coach of King's Combat Fitness in Queens.
Perfect. That was beautiful.
Perfect.